how I doubled my Trusted House Sitters gig from 2 months to 4 months. Hi, I'm Heather Wild. I'm a digital nomad. I've been living in Mexico for about 10 months now. I got on Trusted House Sitters, and today I'm going to be telling you about how I took a 2 month gig and turned it into a 4 month gig. Now, in another video, I'm going to talk about my profile and how I got the gig initially. But in this one, I'm just going to talk to you about how I made sure through things I did in the first sit that I would be highly likely to get another sit. Okay, so in my first sit, the first sit was 2 months, and I made sure that I got here on time. I communicated with them really well. I got my travel well in hand beforehand. I communicated when I was going to be coming in. Once they were gone, I made sure, like, I spent the night before they left, which was really good because there were complicated things about the house, about the pool, about the hot water heater that I needed to learn. So once they were gone, I made sure that I checked with them, checked in with them like every few days. Of course, if they messaged me, I responded as promptly as possible. But I checked in every few days and just said, hey, the house is good, the cats are good. If there was anything going on, I let them know. When packages came, I would take a picture of the package and I would say, hey, I put this, upstairs for you. I made sure that I sent pictures and videos of the pets, which was two cats, two really adorable cats. And then the schedule for trash in Mexico is 3 days a week. And then because even the locals, nobody drinks the water, it's you get bottled water deliveries, right? So I had to keep track of the 2 days a week that the bottled water came, and the 3 days of the week. There's Sochi, that's the calico cat, that's the girl cat. She's a sweetie. She just doesn't like the camera. But yeah, I had to keep track of all that. And of course, I got used to it after a couple of weeks. But the first 2 weeks, I just had notes. It was okay, Monday, Wednesday, Friday is when the trash, and then Tuesdays and Fridays I think is water. Okay, and I just did everything I could to keep the place up and communicate well. Okay, now before they returned, I really set my eye on the prize of I really enjoy this house. It's beautiful. It's very spacious. It's in a great neighborhood. I made friends in this neighborhood, and I was just very comfortable here. And I loved the cats. I knew I was going to cry when I left because I gotten so attached to them. And so I just thought about what would I want, when I'm coming back from a long trip, especially they were in the US and then they were in Europe and they were in multiple cities in both places. I mean, it was an epic trip. And so I was what would I want, if I was coming home? So they had a housekeeper that came once a week. But I don't know, it's their arrangement is that she only really does the floors and the bathrooms. So the kitchen counters, I made sure that, I mean, I kept them clean while they were gone, but I gave them a really, really thorough cleaning. And I cleaned out the refrigerator and cleaned the shelves and everything so they could come back to a nice fresh refrigerator. I bought paper towels and laundry detergent, and these were all things that they had left at my disposal, and they didn't tell me I had to replace them, but I just, wanted to go that extra mile. I'd gotten 2 months of free rent. The least I could do was buy some toilet paper and some paper towels. I asked them what groceries they would like to have once they came back. And I don't think they told me I had to get anything, but I did make the gesture. And then I also bought the cats a nice water bowl. So they were many pet owners. They weren't aware of some of the problems that cats can have as they get older. And that is they frequently have kidney problems as they age because they don't drink enough water. Even in the States where it's not so hot, cats will have kidney problems when they're older because they don't drink enough water. And the way that they were watering their cats, they were giving them this little thing that was too small for their face to fit in. Cats don't like that. So I bought them a bowl that was easier for them to drink from. So that was my gift to the cats. Okay. So when they got home, I asked them if I could help them inside. They're master travelers. They went on this 2 month trip, like I said, to multiple countries, multiple places, all over, and they each only had one suitcase, one carry on. I'm how do you do that? But I asked them if they needed any help inside. I asked them about their trip, and I mean they're nice people, so I mean I honestly wanted to know. And they had been so busy traveling, they really hadn't been able to tell me about their trip. So I got to hear about their trip, which was really cool. And then I let them know, not when they first walked in the door. I spent the night that night, and the next morning, as I was getting ready to leave, I just said, I just want to really thank you. It's been a wonderful opportunity to stay here. I absolutely love Sochi and Anna, which are the cats. And, anytime that you're traveling again, because I know that they travel frequently, I said, I would love to come back. And, and left it at that. Was there one more thing? Yeah, I let them know, that I appreciated them and that I got really attached to cats and yeah. So I left. And that was it was from late August to like late October that I stayed the first time. And I think I had to come back one more time because I had left some stuff, I was still in the area. And so I came on, and got my stuff and talked to them for a second and then got out of their hair. And then over Christmas, I had found out about this really cool event that was happening at La Plancha Park or Park La Plancha. I'm still learning Spanish. And so I reached out to them and I was like, hey, I think you've got family in town. Did you know about this? Right. So I wasn't like bugging them. I wasn't contacting them constantly, but I was like, oh, I think they would probably enjoy this. So I reached out. And then there was one other time that I ran into the husband at the local coffee place and, just said, hello to him and kind of found out what was going on with them, whatever. So then they reached out to me in I think January, and they said, "Hey, we're going to go on a trip in May. Would you be available for 3 weeks?" And I said, "Sure." Right. So that was supposed to happen, and it's still going to happen. But then this is the part where there was a stroke of bad luck for them and good luck for me. Okay. So the wife's mother got very, very ill in the States and they needed to leave town really quickly. Fortunately, I had left Merida for a little while, Merida, and gone to Guadalajara, but I had come back. And so the husband reached out on WhatsApp and he's like, hey, are you in town? Because we may have to go out, go back to the States on an extended trip. We don't know when we're going to be back, right? So yeah, I was happy to, come in. I'd actually put a deposit down on an apartment and they were like, no, no worries. We will cover that deposit, because you're going to lose it because you're going to come here. Which was really gracious of them. And they're like, we have no idea how long we're going to be gone, when we're going to be back. And I said, well, my visa and my tourist visa is up like in early June. So as long as it's before that, we're good. So yeah, that's how I have looked into slash strategize my way into turning in a 2 month stint into a 4 month stint. So it wasn't all together, but still, it was 4 months of free rent in a 4 bedroom, 3.5 bath house in the safest city in Mexico. And it's really nice and really lovely. So let me know what else you would like to know. The pool guy is here. You hear that. Let me know what else you would like to know about trusted house sitters, about international house sitting, about strategies. If you would like a checklist, I may make a checklist of like how I'm being successful as an international house sitter. Let me know if you would like that. And I'll see you in the next video. This is the sweet girl here. Brother stays outside all day. The bane of every pet sitter's life is being covered in hair all the time.